Sonic the Hedgehog has had an extremely rocky history when it comes to the quality of the multitude of games in the series since the very beginning. Each game has a wide range of responses, with people considering games like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 to be the cause of the supposed dark age of the series, to others blaming the switch to 3D, to some denying its existence completely. Some people call Sonic Unleashed a train wreck, while some see it as one of the best games in the series. However, it's true that a lot of the games, especially recently, have been more than disappointing and definitely causing a lot of people to lose faith in Sonic Team and Sega as a whole. That's not to say they haven't made great games that a lot of people have enjoyed, but when so much is promised and so little is delivered, most people will question, why bother? Why stick with a franchise that has so often disappointed? While there may be a few other reasons why, I think the main reason is character. Let's start from the beginning, all the way back in 1991, the age-old story of the console wars between Nintendo and Sega. The Super Nintendo was outperforming the Genesis, and Sega needed a mascot to rival that of Mario. Through a lengthy design process, Sonic was born, and from the start he was oozing with personality. From the advertising alone, you could see he was full of the rebellious attitude of the 90s. Say what you will about this edgy approach, but I feel it's executed in a way that never feels over the top or dated. It's all in the small details. His foot tapping and cliff animations, the emphasis on speed. It's so much more than what you got from Mario 1, 2, 3, and World. This cool persona carried on through the games of the Genesis era, and eventually onto TV with The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Saturday AM, two shows completely different in tone, but still managed to have the characters shine in both of them. Both of these series are remembered fondly and hold up a little today, as opposed to something like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show airing at the same time. The trouble with the Super Show is that Mario had very little character outside of being Italian and a plumber. Applying a personality to an existing character with one that isn't as fleshed out or defined can be really jarring. This was a problem with the Legend of Zelda and Mega Man cartoons too, which was because these shows had to appeal to kids as well. They were made to sell products, so the medium required the protagonist to have some kind of character, rather than their usual heroic, simple personalities. While the Sonic series continued and the games had more defined and complex stories, Sonic's character was developed. He still had that cool attitude from before, but he also had other quirks, his love for adventure, his heroic attitude, and his relationships with the supporting cast. See, the other characters in the Sonic series also have their own characters that they develop. Tails, a genius but also timid follower of Sonic, who becomes an important part of the team, as well as forming a brotherly relationship with Sonic, and eventually going on to show that he can be independent and heroic just like his hero on multiple occasions. Knuckles, the hot-headed guardian of Angel Island, went from Sonic's enemy and a frequent pawn of Eggman to one of Sonic's best friend and a whole lot less gullible. Amy went from the lovesick damsel in distress in CD to also being independent and capable of getting past the obstacles in their path and helping rescue others. As the cast of characters grew, each with their own personalities and ideals, there was a lot of focus in character interactions, especially with Sonic Heroes and its emphasis on teamwork and friendship. I think the best development in the series other than Tails would be Shadow, and by extension, Team Dark. In Sonic Adventure 2, we see Shadow acting as an antagonist up until the end, where he sacrifices himself to save the world. Throughout the game, he's portrayed more like a calculated tactician, which is shown for his manipulation of the other characters in order to destroy the world due to his twisted memories. While he is usually portrayed as more of a brooding loner more recently in the series as a whole, the connections he has with Omega and Rouge grow stronger throughout each game they're present in. Arguably, some of the only good things that some of the more hated games in the franchise have shown is this connection between the three of them. I will admit there have been several times where Shadow is written as nothing more than an insufferable arsehole, and that characters aren't always written consistently. For instance, Tails completely cowering at the sight of Chaos Zero and Sonic Forces, and quite a few of the supporting characters aren't as fleshed out as they could be. As much as I love characters such as the Chaotix, there's not that much about them that's developed. Until you get to the Archie comics. The Archie comics are some of the greatest developments and growth of character for Sonic and his cast, particularly the Ian Flynn era. The comic evolved its simple characters from its original comedic 90s incarnation to modern and detailed action heroes. Each character has their own motivations and backstory, some of my favourites being Shadow and Tails for the same reasons as before, Espio and his friendship with Knuckles and the Chaotix, and especially Eggman. I feel throughout the games there's only been a few times where Eggman truly feels like an intelligent threat. The only instance I can really think of being the Sonic Adventure games, but in the comics it's beautifully done. There's a moment where Eggman is seemingly defeated for the last time, and he goes insane and is seemingly out of commission until the end of the next arc, where he comes back, more prepared, intelligent, and determined than ever. He figures out what makes him lose over and over, and embraces it, toying with all those under his control. Ian Flynn did a fantastic job with his run, especially after the tremendous dumpster fire that was Ken Penders' run. To conclude, the character within the series is what keeps people coming back despite the inconsistency of the series gameplay. It's why people will defend the series when Ego Raptor complains for the 500th time.
What is this? Get off! What is this?
It's why people will still make their own fan characters with their own backstories and quirks. It's what I believe truly makes Sonic way past cool. That was so fucking stupid. Hey, I hope you enjoyed just a little quick video on something a little different. It's Sonic. Anyway, like I said last time, you can follow my Twitter and description. I do commissions, and check out the people who are more talented than me tab on my channel. And that's about it. Bye.